Pass the baton.
I can hear you though.
It's for the transcription, please. Mohamed, can you give us an idea, will these all be full field? How big will the sizes of the fields be? And what can you tell us about the purses? Will that be a minimum? And what can we expect along the way as far as prize money and maybe first place, that type of thing?
In terms of field, it depends on the height. We played 120 in the UAE. We will see how it is. I think Morocco will play more people.
Because of daylight issues?
Yeah, it's daylight issues. And of course, that's what we have. The tournament is actually 3 days, 2 days and a cup. We have the Sunday is for if we need qualifying, or it's used as a practice. The prize fund hasn't changed for each tournament. It's 50,000 for the tournament, 75 for the final. But the good news is most of the tournaments now they are putting their own money, not mine. So that's
Sure.
I was going to ask you that question now, but so how many tournaments are now self-funded and doesn't require your funding?
I think the most important one is the Tour Championship now, which is higher than everyone. That the Abu Dhabi Sports Council has approved the funds for it, and to be played in LA. That's one. Saudi Arabia, those two will be funded. Morocco, because new, and I want to go to Morocco because I think that's where it should start. And they have a lot of players. It fits in well with the European players, so we're funding that ourselves. Qatar are working on it, and Oman are working on it to get the funds themselves.
And any approaches or any efforts made for a title sponsor or a tour sponsor?
I'll give you a proposal now, Joe, if you want. We are looking, and the guys, we just met with, they are also going to have a look. We've told all our sponsors here, so it's a matter of finding the funds for it. But I am not really concerned about it because I think it will happen. Because whoever becomes the title sponsor of this, they are in every home in this part of the world, which has over 400 million, 400 million people. So it's quite. I don't think it's 400 million. Yes, 400 million people in the MENA region. So that's a big market for, say, a bank or soft drinks or a company.
But are you planning to do it as a kind of a franchisee tournaments in the sense that you give rights to?
We following the route of our partners in this tournament, the European tour. We just copying where they go. Because every country should have the right to host a tournament. They can find sponsors for it. We go there and give them money. This is the only way forward because some countries maybe they want to do the tournament there, but they don't want to invest their own money, so they need to get a sponsor and maybe cover part of the green fees, for instance, or the local logistics. So they're entitled to that.
Mohamed, when the Mena Tour first started, there was always, at least in theory, a desire to tie it up with the European Challenge Tour, whether one event or a few others. At that time, of course, we had an event in Egypt on the European Challenge Tour too. Now, do you feel the Mena Tour can just be its own entity, or would you still like to see an event or an affiliation with the European Challenge Tour?
I think I never said there is a time to any tour. It has its own standing, and it's totally different from the European tour anyway, because we are 40% amateur. So even that tie-up doesn't work anymore. But we always in contact. The European tour has an office here, and he's nagging us all the time, of course, Mr. Talat. So I'm sure we'll come with something and work together. But I think the Mena tour should be self-standing. Prince George.
appreciate that Mena Tour has only been running for 3 years, and you just mentioned that the tour events are 40% amateur. I'm just curious, what does the tour need to do to perhaps attract interest from, say, world ranking points or criteria for joining the federation, that sort of stuff?
The amateurs are already on the amateur world ranking because of the RNA. With the getting sanctioned by the international, we have applied and we've been promised something. I don't know where it is, which position for that, but we're waiting for that. And I think it has to come. I mean, it's common sense. Bulgaria, it's a big region. You know, it should have its own tour.